and welcome to this annual update on the Baillie Gifford China Growth Trust. My name is Sophie Earnshaw, and I'm one of the co-managers of the Trust. Now, the China Growth Trust aims to achieve long-term capital appreciation and index outperformance via investments in the best growth companies in China. But what does this mean in practice? Well, we focus on finding Chinese companies that can grow earnings at a faster rate than the market over a time horizon of 5 years or longer. We buy these companies when we think they're attractively valued, and we hold them in size. Indeed, it's our stock selection that has been the most consistent source of outperformance over longer time periods. Our research efforts across our teams in both Edinburgh and Shanghai are singularly focused on finding these companies. After a few challenging years, the Chinese stock market saw a significant rebound in the most recent year. The Trust has delivered positive absolute performance and has also outperformed the index. This outperformance came from a broad range of stocks and industries, including leading consumer brands, industrial and platform companies. While global markets have largely been focused on the US-China trade war, our interactions with Chinese companies suggest that the business community in China views President Xi's domestic economic policy agenda as much more important. Since September 2024, we've seen a decisive shift. The government unveiled a comprehensive economic package to stabilise key sectors and to reignite growth, and this comes after years of cautious policymaking. Uncertainties around Trump's trade policy will likely further reinforce Beijing's domestically focused stance. In this context, it's worth noting that more than 80% of the portfolio holdings revenue comes from domestic China. We made 3 notable changes to the portfolio in 2024. First, we reduced our exposure to companies that significantly generate revenue from the US. Examples include reductions to Anker, a consumer electronics brand which is very popular on Amazon, and to Zhejiang Sanhua, a key supplier of heating solutions to Tesla. Both companies still have exciting long-term opportunities, but we think geopolitics has lowered the scale of their potential upside. Second, we added to companies that benefit from China's domestic growth. For example, we made significant additions to Meituan-Dianping at the beginning of 2024, and the company has delivered strong growth in food delivery, travel, and services since then. We also bought a new holding in Haidilao, a hot pot restaurant, which is benefiting from a gradual return to dining out amongst Chinese consumers. Overall, the portfolio retains significant exposure to the Chinese platform companies, which we believe are well positioned to benefit from a more attractive growth outlook domestically and from the integration of DeepSeek and AI into their services. Lastly, we bought a number of holdings in the semiconductor sector. Now, we've seen increasing local substitution in this sector, actually accelerated by geopolitics. AMIC and Naura, for example, are stepping up to fill the gaps in semiconductor equipment manufacturing left by US export controls. And we have Horizon Robotics, another new holding in the portfolio. It's emerging as China's answer to NVIDIA in AI-driven chip design. Now, we won't deny that investing in China remains complex. To capitalize on the opportunity, investors need a long-term investment horizon and to be willing to accept periods of volatility. That being said, the starting point today looks attractive. The government's decisive policy shift and prioritization of growth is creating a more favorable domestic backdrop for many Chinese companies. In addition, we continue to see strong structural growth in areas such as advanced manufacturing, AI, and green energy, all of which is creating opportunities. Equally important, this is happening at a time when many high-quality growth companies in China continue to trade at valuations that do not reflect their long-term potential. The portfolio itself reflects our genuinely optimistic outlook at this juncture, and we believe the potential rewards on offer today remain attractive. Thank you for your support for the China Growth Trust. For more detail, we invite you to read the Trust's latest annual report on our website, and we look forward to seeing many of you at our next AGM.